It started as every parent's worst nightmare, a mother's intuition that something wasn't right. But when she finally checked the hidden cameras in her home, she was not prepared for what she saw. Stay with us as we uncover the disturbing truth behind the babysitter's dark secret. If you enjoy deep dives into shocking true crime stories, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps us bring you more gripping cases just like this one. Emma and David Turner were like any other hard-working parents. With demanding jobs and a busy schedule, they needed someone they could trust to watch their 2-year-old daughter, Lily. That's when they met Samantha Hayes. Samantha seemed perfect. She was 24, studying early childhood education, and came highly recommended. Sweet, patient, and always arriving on time, she quickly became part of the family. Lily adored her, giggling whenever Samantha walked through the door. For months, everything seemed fine, until small things started to feel off. It started with tiny details. Lily, once a happy and energetic toddler, became unusually quiet after her babysitter left. She would wake up crying in the middle of the night, something she'd never done before. Then, Emma noticed bruises on Lily's arms. When she asked Samantha about them, the babysitter smiled and brushed it off. "Oh, she's just learning to climb on furniture. You know how toddlers are." Emma wanted to believe her, but something in her gut told her there was more to the story. So, she and David made a decision. They installed hidden cameras throughout the house. They weren't ready for what they would discover. One evening, after putting Lily to bed, Emma sat down to review the footage from earlier that day. At first, everything seemed normal. Samantha playing with Lily, feeding her lunch, and tidying up. But then, Emma's heart stopped. In the footage, Samantha's demeanor changed completely once she thought no one was watching. The warm, patient babysitter was gone. In her place was someone cold, cruel, and shockingly violent. Emma watched, horrified, as Samantha yanked Lily by the arm, shoving her into a chair. Her voice, once soft and sweet, was now sharp and menacing. "You're such a little brat," Samantha hissed. "Why do you always have to make things difficult?" The footage got worse. Samantha force-fed Lily her food, shoving a spoon into her tiny mouth while the toddler whimpered. When Lily cried, Samantha grabbed her face roughly, whispering something Emma couldn't hear, but the look in Samantha's eyes was chilling. Emma's hands trembled as she skipped ahead in the footage. What she saw next made her stomach turn. At one point, Samantha pulled out her phone and started filming Lily. But she wasn't recording just any video. The way she angled the camera, the way she whispered to Lily, it was wrong. Deeply, disturbingly wrong. Emma gasped. Her body went ice cold. Why was Samantha filming her daughter like that? And who was she sending those videos to? Emma didn't hesitate. She called David, barely able to get the words out. Then, she called the police. When officers arrived, they confiscated Samantha's phone and took her into custody. What they found in her messages was far worse than anyone imagined. It turned out Lily wasn't the only child. Samantha had been sharing these disturbing videos with someone else, someone who wanted them. The case blew up. News outlets ran with the headline, "Trusted Babysitter Exposed in Disturbing Child Exploitation Ring." Parents in the neighborhood were horrified. Many had used Samantha as a babysitter before. Now, they were left wondering, had their children been victims too? But the biggest shock was yet to come. Emma and David Turner sat in shock as detectives laid out the horrifying truth. Samantha had been part of a network, a hidden underground ring that traded exploitation content to children. Her phone contained hundreds of videos. Some were of Lily. Others, they were of different children, some as young as infants. But the worst part? Samantha wasn't just sending the videos. She was receiving them too. Someone else was behind the camera in those other videos. Someone who was still actively preying on children. And that someone was closer than anyone realized. When the FBI traced the messages, they found a username that had appeared multiple times in Samantha's chats, GentleHands87. This person had been coaching Samantha, telling her what to do, how to film, what kind of footage they wanted. And the most chilling part? They had been watching Lily for months. There were messages from before Samantha even started babysitting for the Turners, conversations that suggested someone had been planning this all along. But who? Then came the biggest twist of all. The FBI traced Gentle Hands 87 to an IP address registered to someone local. Someone who had been in the Turner's home before. Someone who knew their schedule, their routines. It was someone they trusted. When detectives knocked on the door of the suspect's house, they weren't sure what to expect. But the moment the door opened, their blood ran cold. Because standing in front of them was Emma's close friend, a woman who had held Lily, watched her play. Someone Emma had confided in about her growing suspicions. A woman who had helped Emma install the hidden cameras. The arrest was swift. Inside her home, investigators found multiple devices filled with sickening content. She had been grooming Samantha for years, using her as a pawn to collect footage and gain access to innocent children. But just as police thought the case was closed, they found one last message. A message that had been sent just minutes before the arrest. It was from a new username, and it simply read, "You got sloppy. Now it's my turn." The FBI scrambled to trace the message. It had been sent from a burner account, using encrypted software designed to erase all data after sending. Whoever this was, they were careful, but not careful enough. Investigators managed to pull one small clue, an IP ping just once before disappearing. It came from inside the same neighborhood as the Turners. This predator wasn't some faceless stranger on the internet. They were right there. That night, Emma lay awake, her mind racing. She thought about everyone in their neighborhood. Neighbors who had been supportive, people who had checked in after the news about Samantha. And then, a terrifying thought hit her. Someone had warned her about Samantha. A week before she installed the hidden cameras, someone had casually mentioned, "It's always the ones you trust the most, isn't it?" At the time, Emma had brushed it off. But now, those words sent a shiver down her spine. Her heart pounded as she replayed the conversation in her mind. Mr. Porter was a friendly, older man who lived 3 houses down. Retired, always outside tending to his garden, always smiling at the neighborhood kids. Emma remembered how he had offered to babysit once, joking about how he had raised 3 kids himself. She had politely declined, never thinking twice about it. Now, she couldn't shake the feeling that she had missed something big. Emma rushed to her laptop and searched his name. What she found made her blood run cold. His real name wasn't Charles Porter. It was Richard Allen Price, and he had a record. Years ago, Richard Price had been arrested for possession of child exploitation materials. But he had cut a deal, served only a short sentence, changed his name, and moved to a new state. Emma's hand shook as she called the FBI. They had to get to him before it was too late. Agents swarmed Porter's house the next morning. When they knocked, he answered the door with his usual warm smile. But the moment he saw who was standing there, the smile faded. "Mr. Porter, step outside," an agent ordered. His hands trembled as he raised them. "This is a mistake," he said. But the FBI already had a warrant. Inside his house, they found a hidden basement. Computers, hard drives, evidence linking him to Samantha and the entire ring. And he had been watching Emma's family the entire time. With Porter behind bars, the nightmare was finally over. Samantha, Emma's so-called friend, and now the real mastermind were all caught. The neighborhood that once felt safe would never be the same. But Emma and David had done what they set out to do. They had protected Lily. And because of them, countless other children were now safe too. As Emma looked at her daughter, finally sleeping peacefully, she couldn't help but wonder how many other friendly neighbors were hiding dark secrets, and how many were still out there waiting to be exposed.